Let's talk instructional design. My name is Chris Ferguson, an international educator at High Point University studying instructional design. And this is my reflection on the four learning outcomes of instructional design theory. When we start the journey to becoming an instructional designer, we can take inspiration from experienced educators. To be an effective teacher, we study student development theories and learning theories, as well as the psychologists and educators and leaders that came before us, who were researching and finding methods and theories and models to best help students learn at all stages of development and with all needs. If we do the same with instructional design, if we study the history of instructional design, the various models for designing effective learning products, and the leaders that help create and refine the models to meet learners where they are in their thinking and understanding process, then we too will better understand ourselves, the position we have to be effective designers, and to not just design curriculum, but products that truly can help students learn. So, a best practice for the learning outcome of increasing our understanding of major instructional design models and the history of instructional design is to start at the foundation of the models, implementing the steps from a granular level, understanding each step before moving on to the next. And by doing so, we can grasp a deeper understanding and familiarity with the models. Another best practice that I learned through studying instructional design theories is one that I will carry with me in my career in higher education and in educational consultancy. We need to continually practice the models. We need to design instructional products using each of the relevant models to see how the models affect the flow and design of the sample products. And we need to better understand which models can work best in different situations with different learning needs or with different design teams. This is a powerful practice because it not only will help build our portfolio, but it will help us to understand, be able to recommend the best model for a given product, teach others the steps of the various models, and lead a team of designers, trainers, and subject matter experts to develop effective learning products. Moving on to the second learning objective, when we think about the theoretical perspectives of instructional design, we immediately are drawn to how people think and learn. We can look back to educational psychology and see the transition to more psychological learning perspectives, like the behaviorist or cognitive perspectives. And then even moving on to more modern perspectives like the constructivist perspective and others. A best practice when it comes to instructional design is to explore the ways thinking and learning happen from different perspectives. In fact, using a systems theory approach when planning any of our design products is critical, not just stopping with one theory, but considering all of them. Another best practice that I learned by studying theoretical perspectives on instructional design is to be pragmatic, to consider what we know about how people think and learn, to keep up with cutting edge research, and then to pick the parts of the different learning models and theories that work best for the given product, facilitator, and learners. This is a powerful practice because instead of only designing with SAM or ADDIE or another model like backwards design, uh, even if that's what the client is used to, we can start to consider the learners and how they learn, which can help us consider the best model to use. We need to consider what makes learning happen for the learners, especially learning that meets the learning objectives and goal. Then we need to apply the various models and theories to each step of the design process. Just like we learned with the previous learning outcomes, we need to consider the different design models along with the different perspectives on thinking and learning. We start with our own learning goal and the objectives. We ask what can be done using how our learners think and learn to help them meet these needs and goals and objectives. And then we start on designing the product. A powerful practice we should always use is to start with clearly defined learning goals and objectives. We need to pay close attention to objectives that are measurable and meaningful. We start with the goal. Then we break down that goal into steps that are not adding irrelevant instruction or tasks, but are creating objectives that point the learner to the goal. When students meet the learning objectives, they succeed in mastering the learning goal. This is one thing that I'm taking with me in my career, a powerful thing I'm taking with me, to define effective and clear learning goals and objectives with my clients. And this takes us on to our fourth learning outcome, analyzing and evaluating the instructional design product. A best practice is to create relevant, formative, and summative assessments so that the trainer can track how the learner is progressing and so we can understand if the product is meeting the educational goal and objectives. A powerful practice we should always use is to start with a very solid needs, task, and learner analysis. So we are not designing materials and activities that fail to meet the goal, even if they're our favorite tools or products, or even if we made them look very nice in our design. But instead, design materials and activities that are moving a learner through the learning process to higher order thinking on the subject. To make this even more powerful of a practice and to become an even more effective designer, we need to test these materials and activities and then reevaluate how we can make them better. When we fail to let pride block our way to higher level education, we see the true power of design iterations, of evaluation, of reflection, and of learner success. This is one thing I'm taking with me in my career, completing timely and thorough analysis and evaluation to drive the redesigning and refining of my learning products. These are just some of the things that I'm taking with me from studying instructional design theory. Things that are making me already a better educator, a better manager, a better curriculum designer for my students and my team, and something that's going to take me to the next step in my career. Thank you.